Now we'll start with the second main protocol of media access control. We finished with random access protocols, Aloha, CSMA, CSMA bar CD, CSMA bar CA. Now the second type of media access control protocol is controlled access. In controlled access, all the station must consult one another to find which station has right to send the data. It is not like a random access protocol. In the random access protocol, no station was superior to another station. The meaning was no station was waiting for the permission from other stations, or no station was giving a permission to any other station for sending of the data. But it is not so in the controlled access. To access the channel, there is a control over the channel. This is done as if one station want to send the data over the channel, then that station must look into all other stations and find which station right now has a right to send its data. In control access method, mainly we have three methods. First one is reservation method, second one is polling method, and third one is token passing method. We'll see one by one. The first method is the reservation method. In reservation method, every station or the station that want to send the data should make a reservation before sending a data. It is just like if I want to have a train journey, so before having my journey, I need to book my seat in a train so that during my journey the seat is occupied by me itself, not by anyone else. By this, a collision is avoided. The same procedure is applied for the reservation method. Before sending any of the data, station should first make a reservation. And in the reservation method, time is divided into intervals, and each intervals are again divided into mini slots, and the number of mini slots is equal to the number of stations, and each interval reservation frames are preceded with the data station frames in that respective intervals. You can just observe the diagram. In the diagram, this is the first interval. In the first interval, we have 5 stations and we have 5 slots. So the number of mini slots within the interval is equal to number of stations. And you can see the value as 1 and 0. The meaning of 1 is that station has a data to send. If the value is 0, the station does not have a data to send. So here in the first interval, station 1, station 2 and station 4 has a data to send. As we told previously, the interval reservation frames are preceded by their data frames. Now you can just observe this is preceded by the data frames. So the slot 1 is preceded by data station 1, slot 2 is preceded with the data station 2, slot 4 is preceded with the data station 4, which means at those slot period of time these stations are allowed to send their data, so they are making the reservation in advance. Now this is the second interval. In the second interval again you have the 5 stations, but only the 5th station is reserved. Hence the 5th station is preceded by data station 5. This is the procedure of reservation method. Now we'll see the second method. The second method is the polling method. Polling method always works with the topology, and in polling method the stations which are sharing the same channel, among all those stations only one station is considered as primary and remaining stations are considered as secondary, where primary station has a control over the secondary station. Now, if any station want to exchange the data, then that data should be exchanged through primary station itself. And in polling method, it consists of two main functions, select function and polling function. We'll see when these functions are used. When primary station want to send the data, then it uses select function. When primary station want to receive the data, it uses polling function. You can just observe the diagram. First we'll study about the select function. P dot S is nothing but the primary station. Then we have A and B. A is a secondary station, B is another secondary station. Now, select function is used when primary station want to send a data. So to send a data, primary station will first select the secondary station. To which secondary station it want to send a data. Now just assume primary station want to send a data to secondary station called B. For the same purpose, the primary station will send select command to the secondary station B. If the secondary station B is free to receive the data, then it will send an acknowledgement to primary station. When acknowledgement received by the B, then primary station sends it data. When B receives the data, as a confirmation, B sends acknowledgement to primary station. This is about the select function. In the same manner, we'll see about the polling function. Now see, in the polling function, if a primary station want to receive the data, then we are going to use polling function. Now what the polling function will do? First, the primary station will send poll message to station A. Now, A don't have any data to send for primary station. Hence, it will send negative acknowledgement. Now, primary station will ask a station B by sending a poll command whether B has the data to send or no. If B has a data to send, then B will send the data to primary station. Then primary station will send an acknowledgement to B by saying that primary station has received the data of station B. This is about the polling. Now we'll see about the third method, that is token passing. In the token passing method, all the stations within the networks are arranged in logical ring form. Already you people know about the ring topology. In that ring topology form, the stations are arranged. And a special packet called token is circulated through the ring. A station which holds the token has a right to send the data. This is the procedure. You can just consider this diagram. There are 4 stations, station A, station B, station C and station D. Let us assume that the token is at the station A. Before that, among all the 4 nodes, only station B want to send a data. This is our assumption. A does not want to send a data, C does not want to send a data, D don't want to send the data. Only station B wants to send the data. In such a case, so initially the token will be at A. If A does not want to send a data, then A will release a token to B. Now B want to send a data. In such a case, B will hold the token. Then it will access the medium, send the data. After finishing the transmission of data, it release the token to next station C. Again C does not want to send any of the data, hence it releases the token to D. Now you can call A as the predecessor of B and C as successor of B. Since B received a token from A, we can call it as predecessor. B passes a token to C, you can call C as successor of B. That is shown in this diagram. Let us assume the middle station is a current station which is accessing the channel. For this current station, it gets the token from the station called predecessor, and after completing the accessing of the channel and transmitting the data, current station will release a token to next station. That next station is known as successor. So this is all about controlled access protocol. Once again, just listen. There will be control over each and every station in the controlled access protocol. So before sending any of the data, one station has to find whether that station has right to send a data or not. There are 3 methods. The first method is reservation, then the second method is polling, and The third method is token passing. In reservation, before sending any of the data, reservation should be made within the intervals. Time is divided into intervals. Intervals are again divided into mini slots. In the polling, select and poll functions are used. Select function will tell about primary station want to send the data. Polling function will tell that primary station want to receive the data. Then we have token passing. In token passing method, it is regarding the token, a station which holds the token that has a right to send a data.